Greedy grabbers get exactly what they take, by user haha hathunk. Repost from elsewhere. Sweet older lady in our church was a retired nurse. Never married, no kids. She had a heart attack, and while she was in the hospital, her niece and nephew thought she was dying. They came and took her stuff. Her apartment was small, but she had some very nice crystal and silver, and some lovely antique furniture. When she came home she had no dishes and almost no furniture. Niece and nephew denied it, but the neighbors had seen them carting everything away. Several years later, she passed away. Her most recent will, dated after her heart attack, left $1 each to her niece and nephew. Everything else went to the church. Her estate was $9 million. Man gets car crushed, by user Chef231. This was cross-posted on r/regular. This story happened about 15 years ago. OP, me, female 5'11". Bob friend store manager. Chief my boss. Entitled jerk. Who lost his car? Okay, background. I worked as a firefighter as an investigator for an independent department. For information, an investigator was the rank of LT and was based out of a large station, 2 engines, 1 newer 110 tower ladder truck, relative later, 1 chief car, and 1 utility truck. Every day the food duties changed from firefighter to firefighter. My chief's turn to cook when this happened. My friend Bob worked as a GM of a small grocery store. There was a long empty space in front of the store marked with the following sign: emergency vehicles only. Enter entitled jerk. He had a nice looking BMW car and always parked in the above spot every week. Bob told entitled jerk that he couldn't park there. I can park wherever I f sharp numbering want. I make more in a day that you make in a week. My friend calls me complaining about entitled jerk. I agree to go and watch the spot. I get into our utility truck, which had the department decals on the door and a single red light on the dash. I park in the emergency vehicles only spot. As I am walking in, I hear, "You can't park there, it's my special spot." I turn and look at entitled jerk. "Excuse me," I ask. "I am on official duties and can park there." I pointed to the decal on the door. Entitled jerk looks and says, "You can't be a firefighter, you're a girl, move your truck and leave." C-word. Now I'm proud of my job. In a department of 2,000 I was one of 5 women on the department. I graduated top in my class. I have a shocked looking expression on my face. I get really pissed off. I walk into my friend's office to get more information about his problem with entitled jerk, as Bob explains the continuous parking violations, and I see a small notice on the fire suppression system, sprinklers, that said the inspection was coming up. I smile as I get a idea. Cue the revenge. I get some information, leave Bob's office and get into the truck heading back to the station. I arrive and head into my chief's office. I tell him of entitled jerk and what he said and does. Chief is a 6 feet 6 inches 320 Samoan. He sees everyone as family. Chief's face gets bright red. I explained my idea and he gets very happy. He rushes out and calls a station meeting. I lay out my idea. We send out the station to do a fire drill/inspection by sending the old truck and 1 engine to the store. My friend will call the station the next time entitled jerk parks in the fire lane. Skip to 2 weeks later. Bob called the station stating that entitled jerk had just parked. As I am thanking him, I hear his fire alarm go off. I rush and change into my investigator uniform with turnout gear, tell Chief, and send the trucks out. I ride in the Quint. We arrive and I see entitled jerk's car right in the emergency vehicle spot. I radio to have 1 engine to pull right in front of entitled jerk's car, and the truck to park right beside the driver's side door. I get out and the engineer starts setting up the ladder, which means 4 very large and heavy support struts go down and 1 crushes the front of his hood. The alarm goes off. The lineman breaks his windows as he runs the large 5-inch draft line from the pump to the standpipes, the fire access to the sprinkler system, through his front seats. I go in to find Bob hurriedly getting people out as the alarm is going off. Entitled jerk runs out of the store, sees his car and goes ballistic. I radio the PD dispatch and request a few officers to the store as I had a male was impeding a fire operation. The dispatcher says that they will send a few officers. 3 officers show up and I ask them to follow me. They do when I call out, "Hey, leave my firefighters alone." Entitled jerk turns and sees me. He rushes up screaming that I'll pay for damaging his precious baby. His car. I stop him and tell him that if he didn't leave that he would be arrested. He gets in my face, "You did this, I'll have your job for this." He then turns, pushing me back. The officers and I rush and tackle entitled jerk to the ground. After they cuff him, I calmly inform EB that he was under arrest for assault, and interference with a fire investigation, and that his car would be towed for parking in a fire lane. I later found out that it was crushed. Entitled jerk got 12 months probation for pushing me and interfering with a fire operation. He also got a fine of $500 for parking, the cost of the tow, and he lost his nice BMW. Moral of this story: don't park where you shouldn't or bad things will happen. This story can be read on any and all YouTube videos.